Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to be talking about a very volatile topic. Volatile in the sense that a lot of people avoid it, but it is also very necessary for startups and businesses to thrive. And that's the topic of risk. I don't know how risk averse you as a person you can be, and we're going to be talking in terms of business, but even in your general life, this is advice that you can apply. So a story is told about two farmers. So these two farmers were given the same water resource, like the same 1,000-liter tank to irrigate their gardens with. So farmer A was so hard working, quote unquote, and went out and planted a full acre of trees. Imagine a full acre, but you have one tank of 1,000 liters to irrigate with. Then farmer B thought to themselves and is like, I have just this 1,000-liter tank to myself to use. So if I plant a full acre of trees, I'll irrigate for 2 days or 3 days, maximum 1 week, and the water will be done. And these plants cannot survive without water after 1 week. That was farmer A. Now farmer B was like, what do I do? Like, weighing the option of, will they survive after 1 week without the water, or I should just go ahead and plant fewer trees. Now this other farmer went ahead and planted just one tree. Imagine that, just one tree. But planting just one tree meant that every day he would have enough water to irrigate the plant. So every day he would wake up, just take off one jug and irrigate this one tree. Every day one jug, irrigate this one tree. So this tree had water for as long as it needed water, until it could survive on its own and grow into the big tree. Now the other farmer who planted the full acre, irrigated for 2-3 days, the water was done, all the trees, all of them died because there was no water at all. So managing risk is a very important thing, depending on what you have been given. Growing up, we were told that, for you to manage risk, put all your eggs, don't put all your eggs in one basket, actually. Like, don't. So, like, diversify, like, spread the risk. If you invest in business A, business B, business C, so that if C works, supports A. If A doesn't work, B comes through. Like, the risk is spread. But here we are coming with very controversial advice, and I'll explain why. And this controversial advice is saying, put all your eggs in one basket and then watch that basket. The same idea that the farmer who just put all the water on this one tree decided to just invest in this one tree all the time, all the resources, everything, all the water literally, so that can grow and become something. So it's the same concept that we're trying to talk about. So to sort of introduce us to this topic when it comes to risk and financial risk in startups, we have to look at some of these stats that especially affect the African market. So in the past 3 years, on average, annually, Africa has been receiving between 2.9 and 4.1 billion for the past 3 years in Africa total in venture capital. And to explain the risk in here is that equity funding, where someone invests in your business and takes shares, has reduced by 54%. And that is the sum equivalent to around 2.3 billion. But debt funding has gone high by like 22%. So this basically means that investors or people willing to put money in startups and believe in Africans as they grow startups, the investors are trusting people more with debt, where you get a loan and pay it back as you go. Or it might be a convertible note or whatever, but it's debt. It's not someone getting shares in your company and then you grow the company together. So getting debt as a startup means that the risk, which takes us back to managing risk, it means that your risk is increasing as well. Because if it is equity, there is a bit of laxity, because if you lose the money, all of you lose, and business is business, you go and face another day. But if it is debt and you lose, you might end up in jail because it is debt. You're supposed to pay back. So which increases the risk here. And we have seen other reasons like that cause risk to startups. Imagine you have gotten funding and it is debt funding with some type of convertible note, but you don't have enough customers for your product because you have just launched and maybe it's an innovative thing that people are not used to. There are few customers. Now, few customers mean low revenues, and low revenues mean you can't take care of your costs and overheads. Then all of a sudden, you now begin to face high competition, and this high competition might have more money. Someone looks at what you're doing, looks at how innovative you're doing it, and is like, if I can pick up that idea, I can actually do it better because I have more money. And you can't compete as a startup because you're raising debt, debt financing. Yeah. So, and then bank interests continue to go high. Imagine, remember, you're working with debt, and then the scaling dilemma of your solution might be working in Uganda perfectly, but you scale to Kenya, and that same solution becomes crap. It can't apply to the Kenyan market. We have seen companies like SafeBorder be very successful here in Uganda, but when they spread their wings to just launch in Kenya or Nigeria, they are banned. We have seen them introduce products like SafeBorder food that here, like SafeBorder itself was working, they introduced SafeBorder food, it banned them, they had to let it go. And when you let it go, you're letting go of money. And usually money can be debt, can be equity, but when you lose, it affects you as a business. But also, we have seen successful startups that have managed risk very well. They have raised money, a lot of money, they have managed the risk well, and they have grown to be what they call unicorns. And our biggest example in Africa, number one, is Jumia. I think most of you have bought products of Jumia, okay, the African Amazon, and this is one of the companies that has done exactly what we're talking about. They went to New York Stock Exchange, they went to IPO in 2019, same as Interswitch that went to the London Stock Exchange in 2019, and by the time you're doing such things, you're actually doing very well, and your investors are very happy with you. Flutterwave has raised to the tune of 450 million. Onafric has also raised around 200 million. M-Copper, which is into asset financing, has raised over $200 million. And all these are success stories. And all these stories are not like out of this world. This is what that can be done when you properly manage risk, when you raise money, and even before raising money, learning how to manage risk, learning when to do what and how to do it. So we've come up with this structure on what you can actually use as parameters to help you manage risk as a startup. Number one, you have to understand parameter number one for a business and a startup at that to thrive. Risk is inevitable. As if to say that if you can't take a risk, leave the startup world because it's part of the business. It's the nature of the game. Because if you had that money in the first place, you'd already be doing well. You wouldn't need to start a startup. So this is inevitable. Risk is inevitable. You need to take a risk. Now, moving on to the second parameter, you need to quantify the risk. And when you quantify it, take action. This action should be informed by the risk that you have quantified. The Vachiga used to say, understand what you can swallow. Don't bite off what you can't chew. Number three parameter is that this can be done through oversight and good management. Now, if you have bad management as a startup, you're doomed. Because in startups, there are no layers of decision making. The boss is the co-founder, is the founder, is the CTO, is everything. Like in most Ugandan churches where the pastor is the treasurer, the secretary, the signatory. So if the management is bad and is that one person making all the decisions, the whole company is bad. And actually investors consider that when they are investing in you. They want to be sure that their money is in good hands. So management, good point. Another parameter is that this process involves a decision about the acceptable risk, the level of risk. It can be high, moderate, or low. So sit within you and just understand what's accepted. Because we can quantify and realize that you can actually take on much risk because of your capacity. But should it be high? Should it be moderate? Should it be low? So all those are parameters. Now, moving on, where to place the risk? Because you might want to think, do I place the risk on all the eggs or just one of the many eggs? Because if you have 5 products in your startup, and you place the risk on all the 5 products, if you go down as all of you. But if you place the risk on one product, you can diversify, but that might be lower money, lower, what they call a ticket size can be much lower than what you need. So all that is the decision that you need to make. But like I told you, the advice that you put all of your eggs in one basket and then wash it, rather than putting one egg there and another egg here and spreading the risk. And then lastly, managing risk is a strategic process. You analyze the cost versus the potential reward or the potential gain. So I think that's self-explanatory. You get to understand the funeral part versus how much am I risking and what is the potential gain or the potential loss, and see if you're able to choose. This said, this is just guidance on how to manage risk actually. But risk in different spaces, in different startups, can be treated in a case by case. Because there are cases where you actually can't apply, for example, this concept of putting all your eggs in one basket. Sometimes you don't even have a basket at all. You're just risking yourself and your life and your property that you had before the startup. Different scenario altogether. But whatever it is, understand that risk is inevitable and risk can be managed, and if managed well, you can end up being one of the unicorns that we see around. So thank you guys for watching. I am very grateful for you guys who keep watching and subscribing and liking and commenting. It's giving me the push that I need, and I'm forever grateful to you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next video.